Hey, it's Lisa Rothman, the founder of StopFamilyConflict.com. Today's video is about reassurance, and it was inspired by a mom who told me how when she reassures her daughter upon her daughter saying things like she doesn't want to learn how to ride a bike or she doesn't want to peel an orange, what the mom does is she says, but you're going to do it great. You're going to be great at that. And her daughter does not react in a positive way to this. And I am particularly drawn to this topic of reassurance because I only recently discovered that reassuring myself and others as a way to suppress my own anxiety is basically been my full-time job since birth. And I was totally unaware of this. And so I recently, in the last 2 months or so, have been going on a wonderful journey and challenging journey to understand when to pay attention to when I'm reassuring myself or other people and get curious about what the anxiety is underneath it, and to then figure out some other way besides reassurance to actually address the anxiety. So I'm going to start by sharing what the negative consequences of reassurance are. And it's true with kids, it's true with everybody. The negative consequences are that if someone's worried about something and I reassure them that they're going to be fine, I am not meeting them where they're at. They're already probably concerned that they're on their own, they're feeling overwhelmed, they're not having as much support as they want. And when I reassure them, hey, everything's going to be great, they feel even more alone because I clearly don't understand what their reality is. And in which case, can they trust me to support them? It doesn't even seem like I understand what their issues are. So now it's made things even more challenging. So as I mentioned, I have been going on a discovery journey about all the ways that I reassure myself and other people and the conditions. And as some of you may know, I was recently in Europe for 5 weeks doing workshops and staying in people's homes. And I recognized in myself these reassuring sentences that I kept telling myself about everything's going to be fine. They really want me here. And I was like, what is going on here? And by the time I got to my final host's house, I was like, okay, I want to stop. I noticed I'd been reassuring, and I was like, okay, what's happening here? And I realized, what's going on is I have all this anxiety about being an unwelcome guest. And the reason I have this anxiety about being an unwelcome guest is because after my mother died when I was 16, there were a number of situations in which I did feel like I was an unwelcome guest in various places, including the home that I grew up in. And so this was all coming out decades later as I was staying with people who I did not know. And because I paid attention to the reassurance, decided I wanted to do something different with the reassurance, and instead decided to look at the anxiety, I thought, okay, I'd gotten a chance to see this is where the anxiety is going. How could I subvert the anxiety? What might I do to let myself know that things are different than they were before? And what I decided to do in the house that I was staying with, even though I had known this person, I'd met her once on a Zoom call, and I had now just been in her house for all of 12 hours, I decided, as we were doing stretching in her living room, I decided to tell her how anxious I felt, that somehow I would be unwelcome, and where that had come from. So I disclosed this to her, and I was surprised by this, although I cry so easily. I'm surprised I was even surprised, but I burst into tears as I was sharing this with her, and the most wonderful thing happened. She was so present with me. She felt so close to me. She loved how vulnerable I was. She asked if there was anything else that I needed. If I had any requests of her, I said I could really use a hug. She gave me a big hug, which helped me drop into all the grief that I was feeling, that the anxiety had been coming from. She said that I was completely welcome in her home, that particularly the parts that were convinced that I was unwelcome were most welcome. her husband walked in. We asked him if he was curious to know what was going on. He said yes. We told him. He thanked me for sharing. And it was a wonderful opportunity to not reassure myself and then paradoxically to actually achieve, by not reassuring, I actually paradoxically then had peace of mind that I was totally and completely welcome there. So as we think about the mom who is saying, it's going to be great when you peel that orange, the first question is, what are you anxious about? And there's a whole variety of things. Gosh, what would happen if I wasn't here? Would you go hungry and not eat that orange? If I do peel this orange for you, do I not have then peace of mind because I'm not contributing to you to learning how to peel an orange for yourself? What message does this send? And just anxiety about your anxiety. Like, why would this thing that doesn't seem that hard to me be causing anxiety in you? So for mom to get clear about where the desire to reassure is coming from, and then to take some guesses about what is going on for the daughter and her anxiety. Are you worried about using a knife that you will cut yourself? Or is it more that you want me to cut this orange because this would be a way for you to have a sense of me caring for you, and it's an act that could demonstrate the love, and you want to have a sense of that, and so it's a strategy for that. Is that what's going on for you, daughter, when you say you want me to cut the orange instead of you? And then you can actually really find out what's going on and have true peace of mind, the true peace of mind that no amount of this reassurance garbage would ever lead to. Now, the cost of letting go of reassurance is actually then dealing with the anxiety that it's been trying to suppress. And for that, I want to invite you to come to a conflict repair cafe, which I do on a regular basis. And a link to it is in the description of this video. All right, bye for now.